Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to Breakfast with the Thomases. I am your girl, El Ruby T, and today we've got, okay, just having some trouble streaming to certain locations. Let's go, let's
Okay.
go. So now we're in, now we are set, darlings.
Oh,
And we're going to have a great show. We're going to get started with the video of, first of all, we want to welcome everybody who's on our in on the show today, who's joining us for the information session, as well as a community conversation. So don't be quiet,
yeah,
put
please.
it out there. We want to hear from you. We want to know what you want to do, what you're up to in the world. Also, please don't feel, look, as long as it's PG, you can drop it on our stream. It's okay. But if not, that's not how it works.
Uh,
No. They watch that screen. Oh, good Lord of mercy! This man, you're not allowed to touch it. Don't touch it no more.
I feel some kind of way, y'all.
I'm just saying. Sometimes you gotta take the toys out their hand, y'all. I'm be honest.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna be very honest. Um, and with that, I want to say thank you so much for everybody who's been on and been doing our thing with us. Mr. Thomas, thank you very much for coming in and being with us. We were having some technical difficulties before, but you know what? Come on in. We want to make sure you guys get a little time to join in. So give a couple of minutes, bring some folks to the conversation. But like we said, it's about yourself, your health, and your wealth. This conversation is come together every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for very much that purpose. All right, Mr. T. All
Yeah.
right. So you see why I'm always moving around in here?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see.
Okay. So we want to make sure that everybody on all platforms,
Gets to
this is
see.
not live, sweetie. Yeah. We're doing some technical training as well, which is something that I'm really accustomed doing in our spaces. We teach digital financial literacy, and with that, we make sure everybody understands cyber safety, how to make sure they secure their keys and their accounts, as well as their computers and tablets and phones. And we make
Yes.
sure you get the right software to work with the right practices. That's right. So make sure you guys come to class. You guys are welcome on P2G Networks is where it is, where it can be found. And let's get started. Don't forget, new classes start November 6th. So with that, we're going to have a little discussion today.
Oh, really?
Yes, something's been going on, Mr. Thomas. Don't you feel that?
Oh, I feel that the era and the aura, the stuff passing through. Things are changing quickly.
The era and the aura. I don't know about no era and no aura. I feel like financially we getting in a real tight. We getting a tight bend. So with that, I like to use platforms that give us lots of information. I want you guys to get your pen and paper out or anything you can. You can go ahead and record if you want, or just come and rewatch this stream because we are going to share information and then we're going to have a good conversation on what can we do about how we're living in this post technology world. Not only that, guys, it is what it is. Why does everybody want to go back when forward leads to upward? Anything you want.
This
So
is,
let's do it. What do you think?
I think, all I know is what this has been a really crazy week when it came to what's happening with all the news and all the closures. Not even that, just the closure. And, they're not even talking about the closures anymore. Now they just talk. They're just pushing the elections all around the country. That's all they're doing, pushing election, election,
Mm-hmm.
election.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that as another distraction for what's going on. So just another distraction.
Okay. Well,
But
there's that. No, hey, it's true. I don't want anybody to believe that we've got one way of thinking about things. It's not how it works. So I want you to get some new information, some good information, and to get some support in how to go forward. We teach, but we also help people to take moves because what we teach is how to create a strategy and how to be able to deal every day, how to not only cope emotionally, but be able to have emotional intelligence in your coping with this process. A lot of people have certain ways, mindsets that have been set We're going to help
Mhm.
you. We don't want to help you reset it. We want to help you expand your point of view so that you have way more tools in your toolkit to make it through this shift.
That's definitely the way
We'll
to come
talk to you
for.
very soon. Thank you so much for being with us and giving us your time and being with Breakfast with the Thomases. Don't forget you can type to us. We'll actually put your messages up. And don't forget to say good morning, Grand Rising, or whatever it is you do to greet the day to your neighbors in our community. I love you. Let's go.
Hello, Clapper.
Something massive is unfolding right now. The financial system that we've known for nearly a century is being reset as a new global monetary order takes shape, one where gold, not the dollar, is the foundation of the new system. But just like every reset throughout history, this won't just impact central banks or Wall Street. It will impact your savings, your retirement, even the standard of living as we know it. Those who aren't prepared will be left vulnerable, while those who understand this shift can position now and be prepared for what's coming next. Because when paper wealth disappears, real wealth always reveals itself, which is why, through history in every reset, gold and silver, real, tangible, physical gold and silver, have exposed the difference between a true store of value and empty paper promises. Which is why today I'll break down exactly how both gold and silver function during a currency reset. But before breaking down their roles and what you can expect to happen next, it's important to understand what a reset is. A reset isn't random. It's when a central bank or government changes the rules, the existing framework of a system, usually by devaluing or revaluing the currency, often as a result of an unsustainable debt burden or a total collapse of confidence in the currency. But what we are living through right now is an accelerating reset. See, a reset is both a process and an event. Often it's a process marked by pivotal events that move it along that culminates with a final devaluation or revaluation of the currency, leaving the currency, such as the dollar, worth next to nothing. But this isn't the first reset we've seen. In fact, it's far from it. History shows us what happens to a currency, gold and silver, in each and every reset, such as Weimar Germany, Venezuela, Cyprus, Lebanon. The list goes on and on. The only difference being that today, the dollar is the global reserve currency, meaning everyone holds and uses the dollar. But this has given people a false sense of security, believing that a reset could never happen here in the US, not to the dollar, but that could not be farther from the truth. In fact, the fact that the dollar is the global reserve currency tells us two things. Number one, it has prolonged the reset. It has made this process longer than usual. But number two, more importantly, that as this reset continues to accelerate, the fallout is going to be on a much larger scale. In fact, for anyone out there who's still not sure, in the last century, the U.S. has officially revalued the dollar, devalued the dollar, and defaulted on its debt, contrary to popular opinion, instances that we will talk more about in just a moment. Meaning it is that much more important to protect yourself. In fact, over the last century, for anyone who still doesn't believe me, the U.S. has officially revalued the dollar, devalued the dollar, and contrary to popular opinion, we have defaulted on our debt. But before we get into the specifics of those instances, let's first go back to physical gold and silver and their functionality throughout these currency resets. But don't skip this historical part as it lays the foundation for today and what we can expect to happen next. Now, I'm going to start with Weimar Germany, which is a very famous example. In 1918, the prices of goods and services rose so quickly, inflation was so bad, that just 5 years later in 1923, people required wheelbarrows of cash just to buy regular everyday items. In November 1918, 1 German mark would buy you 1 loaf of bread. But just 5 years later, prices had gotten so bad that that same 1 loaf of bread now costs 200 billion German marks. During this same time period in 1918, 1 ounce of silver could buy you about 12 loaves. Now, over the next 5 years, silver went from about 12 German marks to almost 55 billion German marks in just 5 years. So this same 1 ounce of silver could still buy you multiple loaves, 2.5. So it reduced its purchasing power, but it was used as a daily driver for many. This is how people survived, was silver. But those with gold were able to thrive. Now in 1918, 1 ounce of gold could buy you roughly 170 loaves of bread. This was worth 170 German marks at the time. That's what it was priced as. Just 5 years later, however, this was 87 trillion German marks. This could buy you 435 loaves of bread if you wanted to. In fact, this is what people used for their freedom to move, to buy real estate. It was gold that allowed you to thrive on the other side of the reset. Silver allowed you to survive, but gold allowed you to thrive. But that's just one example. We have seen this pattern repeat time and time again with resets throughout history. Brazil is another example, suffering from severe hyperinflation in the late 1980s to early 1990s. At one point, inflation reaching over 2,000%. And in the span of 1 year, you had silver jump up in price almost 1,000,000%, but gold jumped up 1.3 million%. And again, we saw people using silver for their daily purchases and gold to not only protect their wealth, but to create generational wealth on the other side of the reset. And although there are many examples, one that really keeps me up at night is Venezuela. Now, Venezuela over the years has undergone multiple official currency revaluations. They call it lopping off zeros. And what I mean by that is they quite literally revalue the currency to a lower amount. Let's say you have $1 million in your bank account. Well, the US government decides they're going to lop off 3 zeros. What does that mean for you? You wake up today with $1 million. Tomorrow that goes into effect. Your bank account only has $1,000 in it. And before you say, oh, well, they can't do that, that's illegal. No, they absolutely can do it because the dollar has no intrinsic value. It's backed by faith and credit of the US government. And if they decree that it should be a different valuation, they are well within their rights to do it. We have seen this happen time and time again in other countries. And like I said, Venezuela has gone through multiple lopping off of zeros over time. And during this process, the fiat currency, of course, was reduced to its intrinsic value, which is 0, a big fat goose egg, whereas you have silver and gold being used as actual currency by the population. It's true money, right? It's not currency because it's a store of value, but you have silver being used for everyday purchases, and you have gold that truly protected wealth through these resets. Central banks know this. It's why they're buying gold like it's cheap. They're buying as much physical gold as they can get their hands on. Why? Because they understand that the dollar is going to continue to lose its power, whereas gold in these resets, well, what we're seeing today, it is still cheap compared to how high it's gone in all of these other major currency resets. We are still on the early side of the dollar failure and what could come next, which means it's absolutely not too late to own gold, to buy gold. And if you already do have gold, make sure you hold on to it because what you bought it for has not happened yet. And if you ask me, because I get asked all the time, well, should I own silver or gold? Which one? I personally own both, and I think everyone should have physical silver and gold. Now, as far as how much you should have or how you position yourself and how you make sure you have a strategy for what's coming next, I always ask you, what are you preparing for? Because like we just saw, silver and gold have different functionalities. Silver is going to be used more for daily trading and purchases, whereas gold is going to be creating opportunity and freedom on the other side of the reset. That's what we have seen throughout history, and that is what we are again already seeing today. In fact, if you go back in time, even as far as the Roman Empire, the gold to silver ratio, or how many ounces of silver would take to buy 1 ounce of gold at that time, it was 12-to-1. You needed 12 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. It's never been a 1-to-1 ratio. Why is that? Because gold has always been valued higher than silver. Now, I know many people out there are probably saying, wait a second, silver is undervalued, right? It's been suppressed. And I don't disagree with you. I believe both silver and gold should be valued far higher than the spot prices today. And I also understand that the gold to silver ratio is higher today than it has been throughout many times in history, which makes many believe that silver price is going to go up. And I believe it might as well. But also, Silver throughout history, when I look at functionality, is a dual metal, right? It has both monetary and industrial purpose, whereas gold is purely monetary. And if I am preparing for the reset, as I know many of you are out there preparing, if you are preparing for the government to continue to add to our debt, to devalue the dollar, which again is the global reserve currency, so what we're gearing up for is even worse than the examples I showed before. Well, if you study those, you can see how they move. And gold and silver always move together until they don't. And at a certain point, gold always takes off as the true wealth protector against these currency revaluations that we have studied here at ITM for years. Now, if you personally out there have any questions about this, or you want to learn more, we welcome you to call us at the number below. We also have a free guide, which if you have not already downloaded, do it right now. You can scan the QR code. It is called our Built to Endure report. It has a bunch of currency reset examples in it, as well as how not only silver and gold and currency has performed throughout these resets, but real estate, stocks, bonds, because I know a lot of you have questions on that as well. So download your free guide today so that you have all the information available to you. And again, if you are ready to get protected with a strategy that has physical silver and gold in it, right? Physical, the real deal, then call us. Call us at the number below or set up an appointment and talk to one of our expert analysts. We at ITM are a full service physical silver and gold dealer, and we specialize in helping people just like you create a strategy for not only what is coming today that we have been warning about for years, that is coming true and accelerating right now, but also what is coming next, which again, in my opinion, based on all of this research that we do, is going to be far worse than anything we've seen yet. And that's not to...
Okay, so we're coming into this space to share with you all now.
Yes.
How serious is this for everyone? Has everybody started realizing some of this information? This was research that was done that we've been actually doing for several years. And if you go back and look at shows, you'll get to see this is not new information. This is all just finally coming into the light for you all. But if you research on the back end, now you guys y'all are fast forward. You are been moved fast forward through this information now. So now you don't have to go back and research back years and years and years of this.
Not at all.
That's why we come to the table. That's why we open this door called Breakfast with the Thomases, so that we can have the conversations that we're supposed to be having. Because the wealthy, the people who have secured themselves, are having these conversations with their children, their family, and their neighbors. What are you talking about with your neighbors? Or what is a average conversation in communities like ours on the money? You know what I'm saying? What do we got?
It's almost not. They're still telling you. You got to get a good job. You still get a good education.
Yeah,
you got
the job market.
Yeah.
The numbers of the job market. Even though they're laying off people, even though hundreds of thousands of people got removed from the government jobs,
they're still having job fairs.
They're still
having job fairs.
But see, let me just explain to you something. Government wealth only thinks forward. They don't think back. We as the people got to come out of that thinking back, wanting to go back. We're remembering the time, wanting to bring back the good old days.
The comfortable times, which you thought were comfortable.
Those don't exist, and they haven't. And we've been on a pathway a lot faster since COVID. We've been letting you all know that since COVID, that's the world effect. Because we in America, and this is for all my Americans, because we know that we want to say thank you because we have international audiences, folks that chime in from other places across the water, we call it across the pond. And we've come to understand that this isn't just America conversation. But we've been telling you, American brothers and sisters, they've been prepping us for this. You've been prepared in numerous ways.
Yeah, but they don't tell you that you're being indoctrinated to a different system.
You already are indoctrinated. You just didn't know it. One of the reasons why we opened up financial literacy as a way of business. Look, I quit my job 5 years ago because this makes all the sense in the world. I knew technology was going to take off in 2006 when I decided to get certified and start my business in open a tech company. But see, the thing about it is I didn't know how it was going to change. I just knew I needed to be in, and I wanted to prepare my community. You know, I was told the name of my company, Gotcha Text, was too ghetto. For who? Who needs technology advancement? Who needs tech support? Who needs financial literacy in this new tech age? Who needs to be kept safe
The people
the
need-
most? Come on
The
now.
masses need to be kept safe.
Yes.
The masses,
Yes.
because they don't talk to the masses. When they have these conversations and they put out the hat in the middle of the night in rooms behind closed doors,
They
and
do
they-
the laws
and-
like that.
and they drop it on you the next morning.
On the holidays, while y'all taking that time to chill, that's when they writing bills. And y'all think, oh no.
And it's like it's a common occurrence. And then when they tell you, everyone thinks, oh well, there's nothing we can do about it. There's everything to do about it, because if you prepare in advance, if you know where your money is coming from, you know what you're doing with the money that you have, and there's something you've put in place already. It doesn't matter how they do. At least if you have to go back to the drawing board, you have a place to go back to because you already have something in place. 9 times out of 10, the average person, lives paycheck to paycheck, and if they're lucky, they might have a gap of a paycheck in case something happens to sidestep.
That's right.
Guess what? The way things are going, there are no sidesteps, because when they revalue the dollar, like they said in the video, they're lopping off zeros, and whatever you think you got in paper assets, when they lop off zeros, all the paper assets get lopped off, including stocks and bonds. All those things get lopped off. Zeros get lopped off, and then you get what they deem valuable to you.
And so wait, I want to make sure that we don't get this caught. I don't want to get caught up.
Okay.
There's no Casper day in your life.
Those.
There's no Casper day in your life. There is a system of how things work and how we think it works. This conversation is specifically to help people get over whatever it is in their mind that tells them that it's going to be okay. I don't have to do anything else. They're going to save me. For whatever this conversation is, for whatever they you believe is out here ready to save you and your little lifestyle, your little life. My loves, there is no they. The proverbial they are you. It always was. And your level of understanding of the current society and the way things work financially on a very real basis will determine your outcome and the outcome of your seed. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Statement.
You are the absolute example of your parents' and grandparents' knowledge base. One of the things I like doing is I like to read. And since I started wearing glasses, it's a little more difficult for me to read. So I get to use YouTube. I get to use YouTube University to find everything and anything I want. Some things are factual. Some things are just a bunch of marketing, right? But since I learned how to self-program and to start moving forward information and really connecting communities through YouTube instead of entertaining my brain and supplying more dopamine, I need adrenaline to run. So I had to get in the act of using YouTube like a tool in my life, which is why we come to you from YouTube, which is why we come to you from Facebook. Y'all gonna have to turn these technology devices. These $1,000 devices rolling around in your pocket with the computing power of literally of a space station into a cash machine. Because that's what your bank has done. They turned it into a cash machine for them. They gave it to you as an opportunity to spend your money and earn them money faster, to move your money into their banks and make money that they don't give you. And don't tell me how many people have not said, I wish I could make money like a bank. Well, we learned. There's so many people. You would be lying if you said that you didn't. Giving your money to a bank and watching it disappear in your bills is not what you planned when you put your money in a bank. I know it wasn't for me. When I was told, save your money, I was told save your money because it builds over time. No, I had to build it over time. It didn't build by itself. If I didn't work, it didn't build. And then if I didn't work, it got smaller and smaller because what you think I had to use? These are mindset concepts, my love. It's just a way of thinking. That's it. It's not rocket science, but you know what? We have a lot of things as the people in our way. So we're going to try to start moving them. One, this thing qualifies you. If you have one of these and it functions and you can communicate properly on it, it qualifies you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it does. To begin to learn how to move forward, how to build, it qualifies you to be able to get into a learning space like Zoom.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We all learn Zoom, right?
It's funny, with the pandemic, everyone had no choice but to learn Zoom. It was either Zoom or what's the other one that they use? Meetup?
Meetup, right?
Meets, excuse me. You had no choice because that was the predominant means of conversation and staying in touch with family members and friends and finding out what was going on in different locations so that, you were still abreast of what was going on and still providing you some human contact, which kind of locked you in for a while.
Okay. So you finally get connected to financial literacy. I'm sorry. First, let's start with technology. You first get connected to technology. That's baby steps, getting you there. And now you have to recognize or acknowledge that you got that. Because too many people, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I run a digital financial literacy program. And in that program, I find myself coaching people into believing in the skills they have already acquired. Because we have multiple levels to this. There's a lot of people who have programs out there and they're going to teach you how to flip money and they're going to teach you how to this, that, and the other. I'm going to teach you with my program and my people and the people that I work with. We're going to teach you how to live in a space where you feel and create is safe in the financial world, in the social world, holistically. That's what we got to do. Why? Because you don't feel safe. Everything else is crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, you don't. You can't.
Tell me about it, Mr. Thomas. Look, when people don't feel safe, what is society now?
A dangerous place to be in because you're standoffish from everybody. You don't engage in anything. It's all, it's protect yourself first and everybody else can go by their wayside.
Sadly enough, you needed to have that mentality before it all went to crap. I hate to tell you this.
Really?
You needed to have that mentality, meaning prepare yourself. Prep. How many people here, getting ready to talk about, the government already shut down. Been shut down for almost a good month.
Yeah, just about. And
with that, the fallout is happening. I'm not here to scare y'all. This is your reality. You better start talking about it now. We talk about resolution because you already know the problem. And y'all already know it's coming. I ain't here to tell you, oh my God, I'm here to bring resources, getting it together, because this is just a phase in what is about to take place.
Oh, and the phase is about to turn over real quick come November 1.
So wait, November 1. And let's talk, let's bring that too, because I got to make sure we put a nice little cap on November 1. Please do not believe in any way that November 1 is happening because the government shut down. Because the Democrats and my loves, it was already in that big, beautiful bill that all of these changes were going to happen.
Smoke screen.
If you are stuck in there, your family's going to starve till they decide to open on you. What do we do, Miss Ruby, right? What the hell do we do? You're going to have to get yourself off that plane. You got to take your ass off the game board. It is time to shut down the game in your life. I am tired of people not knowing that they are the power. Had a conversation with a friend of mine recently, and we was just talking about Stevie Wonder songs, y'all. I know it seems a little out there, but Stevie Wonder wrote songs for a generation that is returning. How is that active? It is not a good thing. Because those songs talked about revolution, people coming together. Stop falling for the okie doke. Stop falling for the propaganda that keeps you scared enough to be susceptible to letting the government take care of you.
And that doesn't work ever.
You're about to starve because you let them care for you. Get that if you do not come together in your community and bring new information, you are going to be vulnerable. As vulnerable, and this is like the vulnerability we don't need. It's a different kind of vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? We weren't vulnerable enough to get information, trust that we could learn. We didn't allow ourselves to say we didn't know it. So let's try to find something new. We said, nah, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. I got hate. I got faith. Who? Are you crazy? I have faith too. God gave me 2 ears, 2 eyes, and doggone it, this one mouth. So I've been listening. And now it's time to speak. I spent years listening, following, paying attention, looking, so that I could help bring information and find people to help raise our nations, our nation. See, I ain't talking about the nation. I'm talking about folks that choose to be in a nation of knowledge, uplifting, and building of the people. That's all I care about. Because those who don't care about the community growing, or should say growing themselves to grow a community, because that's the thing. We got to start with self.
Mm-hmm.
You got to care about yourself.
And there's some major keys to doing that. There's definitely
we have to educate. We have to duplicate activities. Put it in action. I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say, but I'm gonna say right now, put it in action. Learn to duplicate. Okay? Because you have to duplicate your efforts in order to build past yourself. And this world is too big. Your goal, your purpose is too big for you to be sitting on your hands going, I got it, I'm okay. I got a lot of people who respond to me, oh, I'm good. I got my own community and I got my this, that, and the other. And I'm like, bring it to the table. You should be talking to me about connecting our communities, not trying to get me to turn over what I do to you. I want everyone, all of these communities to finally come together, because until we speak in one voice, we're going to keep bit and piecing ourselves apart.
And, you know, just a sidebar, because you said bring your community together. I was talking to a young lady who is she's part of a prepper community.
Awesome. We want you to.
Yeah. One of the requirements to this prepper community is that she had to turn over all her assets in her retirement. She had to turn over all her assets, and they would take over her retirement, and they would run it. And I'd asked her, so what was the purpose of doing that? She said, because I'm a woman. I mean, she had a valid reason. She said, and I want a man to be in my space that would take care of me and make sure I was good. And if I have to do some minimal chores and labors to maintain myself, it's worth it. It's a close community. And I'm like, do you believe it?
That's a sort.
Yeah. I said, do you believe it? She said, honestly, I don't believe in all the things they do, but I do believe they would keep me safe because I've been donating to them for many, many years. And they said, when you're ready, we have a space available for you.
Okay.
So that's a plan, but understand me, it may not be the plan for everybody, but at least she had a game plan of where she's gonna go in case something goes down. We're sharing with you. The game is get prepared, have a plan, educate yourself, and make it a reality. Put some actions in it.
While I may not agree completely with that process, I don't believe anyone should relinquish their power to others. I personally think that you have to be able to have a position of power in your life. And I'm gonna be really honest. There's contracts for that. There's ways to create a prepper community. And there's a lot of prepper communities where everybody doesn't have to take their retirement and put it in and have some other organization. I'm gonna be honest, that's just to me, that's just another form of control. And it is something that takes a high level of trust. Trust is built. And I teach on a trustless platform. We teach on the blockchain. So if I'm teaching you to be trustless, to never have to put your trust in someone because it is already built in what we do. We teach you how to build your finances using your own private blockchain stuff and make sure that you're running. By the way, I don't make sure nothing. You have to participate in the education process. This is long-term education. No, you're not going to be with me long-term. You're going to get the kind of education that you can literally take and run with. And everyone goes, how do you get paid, Miss Ruby? Because we teach.
We teach and we do.
We teach. I get paid for my time. It's not free. But what you get is freedom. See, I can't be free till there's more free me's around. You know what I'm saying? Till there's more of me around. You're going to have to pay for it. By the way, the price keeps going up every year. Now, every time the money starts slipping, it costs you more to get this information in a working order. I can only tell you this because I know that one of the platforms I used to be with, they're about to go up in price. Their brothers and sisters are like, you better get your membership now and keep it going because you aren't getting grandfathered in next year if you are not a current member. That exists on P2G. See, because P2G has been doing this. When it was free, everyone said, later. Y'all all got a lot of y'all got my y'all got all the little informationals I sent out. Come to class is free. Come to free. Go take a look at some of my stuff. It ain't free no more. It hasn't been free for about a year now. Do you know why? Because everything we were preparing you for has taken place in the world. The world now looks like what we explained was coming. We did our homework. Now it takes you to do yours. This doesn't work for you when we do it. You have to come to class. That means you got to get to understand how wallets work. You have to understand what DeFi is. You got to understand that everything ain't trading, but you need to understand markets. You can't complain and cry. You can't whine. You don't have any excuses about I don't know or I have a learning disability. You have to train your learning disability, and that you will get here because we are not about excuses. Your excuses only stop you. You're the only one accepting your excuses. We don't. We have resolutions. We have systems. We have resources for those things. Guys, how much more do you want to see happen in your community and go, I wish I had listened when? I invite people, look, go ahead.
I'm just saying that's just a long road to come back from and
especially when there's no way back.
There's exactly. In this new wealth shift, what's about to happen is going to happen for at least 10 generations. The people who
let me clarify what you just said. He did not say years. He said generations. Think about it.
So multiply your grandkids times 10. Multiply your grandkids times 10. If this is how long this shift is going to last. Now,
no twins.
I don't know how long this financial situation is going to last that we're currently in, but the next one coming on is going to change the way the financial structure is aligned. And if you're not in line for the new financial structure, you will be on line for the carrot structure because they're going to hold that carrot and you're going to work for meals, work for housing, work for everything. And I don't care who you are or what you do.
Look at the new structure for, guys, y'all need to look up the new structure for the current, for November 1st is in the big, beautiful bill. Go look it up. It is available. Go right to the government's website and go look up they've been posting it. Between the Republicans and the Democrats, they've been posting this damn thing for so long. My question is did you know what the ramifications of the new bill was going to cause come November 1st?
Not many people know it.
And it's weird because the date is already in there. So how could the shutdown be the reason if the date was already in there?
They said they were going to snap benefits November 1st anyway.
Actually, they didn't say snap. They had there are new regulations for it. So no, not just new wording, but new requirements. So new requirements, new qualifications. So people who don't fit those automatically fall off. Y'all get that? That's what that's about. Why y'all trying to jump through somebody else's hoop for some food stamps? And I'm old school. Y'all don't even know what food stamps is. Y'all call it SNAP. Okay? You crying when you was living high off the hog because now you have to work. They're lowering the age for parents, for their children. They're heightening the age for seniors. People with disabilities have certain requirements. Guys, this is what your education system has been teaching you to become, a nation of workers. There is no black or white to this.
Not at all.
And guess what? Your politicians, I don't care what color their skin is, them too. The people you voted in are part of that class. So what are we going to do about it, people? Are we going to sit down and find out what the heck is happening in the international market so that we can turn our little pennies into some real gold for ourselves? Then we can actually get some gold. We've been trying to explain to people, this is a process that we've been teaching for 5 years. I have never skimped on anybody's education. As a matter of fact, if anything, I've been told I give away way too much.
Too much.
Not just by this man, but people that have helped me come this far have let me know you have to stop giving away so much. Because people are getting lifestyles out of your conversations. Well, I can tell you, I have no problem telling you the good of it. Because you're gonna come to class. As simple as that. You know why? Because when you learn how to turn pennies into gold in reality, when people have actually been in my class, they were like, oh my God, we saw it. We was here, we saw it. This when she do it. Yeah. And everything they got prepared them to do way, way more. You have a paycheck. You have a check that you get from the government. If you're still getting any money, you're going to need to learn certain disciplines. You want to be wealthy? Wealth is not money. No. Wealth is a mindset. It's an accumulation of management skills. And once you get that, time management is one of them. Okay? Resource management. You will no longer be on the phone to someone going, how do I, can you get me, I need to get, you will not be looking for a case worker because you'll be working your own case. You know what I'm saying? And for those who have family who are struggling together, I need you all to realize it's time. We got to go back. And Mr. Thomas, you know what that brings me to, right? One of the books, and I know people, I like to read. If you're not a reader, it's going to be very hard for you in this society. And since books are now on YouTube and you can get like audio books, you need to start reading them. I have two basic books that really kind of started shifting my mind. One is a child's book. One is a child's book that I learned this whole program got pulled into. So the actual plan for all of what P2G was built around Stone Soup, a children's book.
I remember.
It's a children's book. We haven't talked about Stone Soup in a while.
No.
But it's the basis for building a working society. It was a way, it was a psychological gag that taught a town that was starving how to feed itself. People who were individually starving alone learned how to feed each other and themselves. Stone Soup, look it up. It's a book, and you can it's story. I love it. We used to play it in class, and we would play this child's story for adults because it reminded us that we are a community. And if we come together, now mind you, I'm not asking for your money. I'm asking you to put no money into nothing. You're going to pay for your classes and you're going to take care of your cash. Y'all going to handle your money, your business. We're going to teach you how to handle your business in this digital time. Because that's what's missing. Your digital financial literacy is the missing. It always has been. It hasn't been anything about how you grew up, luck, the way your parents did, abuse, any of that stuff. None of it equated to your financial literacy. And that's actually what perpetuates all of those things. The lack of financial literacy has perpetuated all of those things in our community. Dysfunction, lack of communication, all because of one thing we give very little energy to, financial literacy. But all the energy to getting the money, not the same. We are not here to help you waste years or to find yourself in trapped enslavement through the dollar. It's time for us to learn, to grow. And it's time for y'all to get some gold, some crypto, and learn what to do with it. It's time for y'all to get to learn how it works.
Gold, silver, and crypto. Please don't leave out the silver because it's functional. It has two functions.
Talk about it. Go ahead.
It has two functions. One is it has value. It also has usability because it is actually one of the building blocks of most technology, most society. They put a great conductor of electricity.
In a technical time. Think about it, silver. Oh my God. I love when we talk about silver because silver is not just some shiny thing that you can trade. It has an actual use case and it right now is quite scarce. Silver is kind of bumping up and speeding up the growth rate over gold, and it's less than $50 a coin. So I'm like, okay, opportunity. Let's go.
Get it?
And people look at me like I'm joking. When I see this market's crashing, I'm like, yeah, boy, because I was trained. And I'm training people to see the market for what it is. So you don't sell what's valuable because your mind is set the wrong way.
Absolutely. And you know the pawn shops are out there. Look, the pawn shops,
they'll give you the best dollar.
They'll give you like
best rate.
92% of what the value is because they know it's going.
Yes.
They're gonna double what they gave out. Double, triple what they like. And well, look, if gold goes to the price that they said gold speculated to go to, we're looking at 10,000 an ounce minimum.
So I want everybody to realize, and don't start you blowing people away. Stop that.
Okay,
stop that.
It'll go a little bit more than it is now. Have that.
All right, look. Because that's what's happening. The wealthy, if you had the ability to change the value of the pennies in your pocket, how much? Come on now, y'all. Y'all know y'all would.
Pennies would be dollars.
Pennies would equal dollars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you would be looking into every couch cushion and car cushion for every penny you ever had. So the wealthy ain't no better than that. They do that. They're doing it. They're handling it.
They're checking their couch covers.
Yes, they are. And they're making sure that they go. So if you all saw that gold went down recently, that was the game.
That was the get in.
That was the get in. They bring the price down so they can get you all to sell at a lower price. Okay. Are we clear, community? There is a game going on, and you need to be in the conversation on a regular. Don't just come to Breakfast with the Thomases because we don't mind having this discussion with you. But if you're not in those classrooms, if you're not in those labs, not in those financial labs, in those workrooms, it's going to impact the movement for you. You can hear about it, but if you can't move it, how does it affect you? I'm glad that you all are here. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate your time. I really do. We do this as a labor of love to community. This is Breakfast with Thomases.
Yes, it is.
You know, we're giving you guys some really good information. And I'm telling y'all right now, don't believe a word we say. You are not to believe a word we say. Challenge everything you've heard and do the research. You can find it on YouTube, Ask ChatGPT, or whatever AI you use, or go straight to Google.
Yep.
But you do not stop at this conversation. I am not the end of it.
This is the first rung on the ladder.
And for some of you all, we are just the beginning. But we bring that universe into an order with a system that has worked for over 5 years of training. Not just ourselves, but training others. We train seniors, children, teenagers. All of this is online and in your own time.
When you're ready.
I ain't waiting for nobody to be ready.
And I say that sarcastically, really.
Yeah, I do it.
We're
real people, by the way. This is not AI.
No. Look, I deal with this one every day, and it's like sarcasm. I say it this way to be sarcastic because the longer you wait, the sooner you put your family in more danger than what it already is.
Yeah.
And they expect you to wait for them to tell you what to do next.
Yeah.
Because this is part of the process. This is part of the process.
It's a little scary and a little sad. You can't save anybody else but yourself. and I try to let folks know, you can't carry someone else. The idea that you have to put the mask on yourself first in a plane with a baby,
that's going down,
is actually reality. You must save yourself first to have any power with anything else. And now on top only that, you have to be training others to do so. Otherwise, eventually you'll all go down anyway.
Because they have to wait for you to come get them to do something.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. Let me move out the way.
What happened? You okay?
I gave myself a haircut.
He's worried because of the video. I don't really care. The bottom line is the message. Want you to know that we do this. Our classes are coming back in November. Go ahead and grab whichever link you have on the site. Just so you know, we have a monthly link, but we also, if you'd like to get the weekly and want to try it out, just 1 week class, it's fine. The course is 8 weeks long. It includes everything from soup to nuts on everything from you learning technology, the history of financial literacy, the history of money in general, because I think sometimes we think so locally, we forget that finance is global.
It is.
The difference between money and economy is where it's at. The group of people, that it's a large group, about a large group, and it's not just the ones on your border. So like I always say to our brothers from another land, another motherland,
across the water,
across the pond. We have to learn each other's history so that we can be the kind of value to each other. You know, a friend of mine, I learned is God bless everybody who's, coming in and gives us time and gives us some energy. But they remind me that everybody's not an American, and America has a specific way. All countries have their own tradition with finance, but we do have something very similar that's in every single country. What's different, okay, we all have the same banking process around, so we all got the same problem. But the education, and I've had a couple of gentlemen from 2 different parts of the world to remind me that the education and the way their governments educate their people on financial literacy or lack of education.
Yeah.
And even sometimes they will put penalties on certain education or acquisitions. Can create things like self-doubt, fear in itself, or even disbelief. I was speaking with one brother who said gold is not worth anything. He's living his world and he's in the digital world, and it's okay, but it's not okay, because we need all assets. We need to acknowledge all assets that are of value to the powers that be, so we don't end up being the 99?
The 99.
If you are not trying to shift from the 99, what you get what the majority gets, which is usually the least. It is here that we come together to change our situation and start opening and broadening our knowledge base so that we can take better actions, so that we can make better moves, so that we can shift our families.
So let me ask you guys, we talked about, what are 3 key things that we should be looking at, or what are 3 key things that you guys on the platform are curious about? We have the chat, put it up there if you're in the room and you're curious about, share 3 things that you're interested in. And
I think Shelby has something to say. So we're just bringing people up. We want to thank everybody because we are on 3 different platforms right now. My dear Miss Shelby, did you have something that you wanted to share in those bubbles? I just realized you were still in the audience.
Yeah, just don't play them. I was saying I agreed with Mr. Thomas, because when he was being sarcastic, like when you're ready, it's a cancer thing. It was more facetious than serious. That it kind of made me laugh, because he was like, yeah, whenever you're ready. Like, we're not going to keep talking about it because it needs to be action, not just talk.
Right.
And then I just said Grand Risings. I couldn't find you guys. My phone died and I couldn't find you all at first, but then I found you in the chat and just clicked your talking head.
Child, I think that's all of us
so
today.
I was back, and then I heard the fireman and I said, "Hey, Mr. Fireman." That was all the bubbles said.
We missed
sis, I swear, this child got an obsession with the fireman. But yeah, and thank you, by the way. You know, I get that whole
I got me a firewoman costume.
That's what I'm talking about, girl. That's right. We
I think
we are, you guys, this is a conversation space. So please do not think that you can't put a comment in. I want to say Grand Rising to Ashanti first. That brother right there taught me about physical. He actually trained me. We also understand that you got to be armed.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm going to lose some people and it's okay. But if you don't arm yourself, everybody else is armed. Where do you stand in society? You cannot have wealth and not protect. Go ahead, right?
At their feet or in the ground.
Thank you. At their feet or in the ground.
And they have no problem with it.
Now, I need you to guys to get this. We are not here to teach you to just, lay your retirement down at someone's feet and give them power over your life. We're here to teach you how to take your life in your own hands and be empowered. It starts with collecting knowledge. It starts with connecting to communities. It starts with wanting to wanting to be outside of what you've been used to, and getting that's going bye-bye. What you've been used to is going bye-bye forever. It is never coming back. It is so necessary for us to be prepared for this coming future. And like I said, you can go to P2G Networks TV. Please go check out our YouTube and go take a look at how long we've been telling you what was coming, and take a look at all the details.
It's on fire right now.
It has never returned. And we started this conversation in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
But when we realized that the dollar had no gold standard. There was nothing to hold it power. And now the petrodollar is not just being challenged, it's being replaced.
Absolutely.
Because countries want to empower themselves. So why are the banks getting gold and silver and stocking up and we are not? You want to live like a banker? You want your accounts to work like a banker? Then you got to come to where people are building finances like bankers. We see those numbers and we show them to you and show you how to get them. That's what tuition pays for. It also pays for a few other extra perks because we like skill. We like building skills. I told you I'm a tech and I love teaching tech. So we're going to learn some techie stuff. Mm-hmm. You're going to learn how to kick this future in the pants and make it whatever you want.
The difference between P2G and many other platforms, it is extremely hands-on. You are here, you're not only listening to a conversation of someone training you in the mastery of the subject, you are actually mastering the subject hands-on. It's like it's a lab on a regular basis. You are in class you are in a physical lab, you're doing it, you're talking about it, you have a place where you can make the mistakes before you hit the real.
Exactly. Exactly.
Before you hit the real, you get to play.
Oh, you don't make your mistakes in the world. We help you make mistakes so you can be ready in the world. Because too many people, and I have to be an example of what it is that I want you to learn. I've already made mistakes. I have partners that have made mistakes. I've learned from their mistakes. They've learned from my mistakes. Some of them, we all had the same mistakes, but we also learned that mistakes are building blocks. The fewer you have to make because you take advice from those who have the experience will fast forward your journey. But the process is different for everyone, right? By the way, we guarantee nothing. You don't do the work, you don't get the glory. And that's how that works. There are no favorites here.
Trust me, I live with this woman.
There are no favorites.
I live with this woman. She is a trainer. She trains me. And when I don't get it, when I don't do it the way it's supposed to be done, I get it too. And she'll tell me, look, you want what you want or you don't want what you want. You get to pick. So you either play the game, and I'm a trader. I understand trading; it makes sense to me. But this is a conversation about educating you in what P2G does and its process.
Yeah.
So get the process, come to class.
And you cut off something. I want to finish saying it. You have to play the game the way the rules are, not the play you want to. You understand what I'm saying? So he was getting at that, and I really want him to put, because I'm constantly on him. You have to first learn the rules before you can break a rule. You got to master it. So you have to learn to play the game by the rules. If you want what you want, you learn the rules, you master them, and then you blow it out. You do not make it up along the way, because all that leads to is hardship on a long-term basis. Wasting the one thing you don't have to waste.
Time.
Running in circles, chasing your tail.
There you go, baby. And that's a fur mommy, so she said it. Going in circles, chasing your tail. And she's right. We got tired of that. That's the financial system we were all trained for, that chasing your tail. And we learned, once I learned that's what I was doing, I said, wait, hold up. Y'all better get my book. I mean it. Y'all better get my book, because that's where I put out how all of this really got started. We literally have a what is it? The number one award, number one bestseller is the book that we just did. I did an anthology. And in that book, I point out step by step what motivated me, got me started, and what made me realize that the financial system was not something that would in any way I could embrace to build my future. It was a lie. And I needed to learn the truth and how to use the system for my advantage like others did. Because somebody was making money and I had to find out how.
You know, a lot of times when people talk about the system and how financial systems work, they think it's rigged. It's not rigged. There's a set of rules that are already in place. The only difference is you weren't taught the rules.
Exactly.
Now you have an opportunity to learn the rules and put the rules into action. So
the full set.
The full set.
That's why what we do is called digital financial literacy. It is not just financial literacy, it is asset management. It is acquisition. It is building accounts from small increments to large growth using the technology you give me. Say it again, baby.
MSI, multiple sources of income.
Thank you. Multiple sources of income. And that's the bottom line. Teaching you all how to build that from the ground up. Now I'm going to leave you with one little carrot. Get yourself to class. In one of those classes, we show you how to create and print your own currency.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I have to tell you.
Brother Goobaloop, welcome from the.
We want to give some love to the spaces. Yes, go.
Brother Goobaloop in the northern border. Brother BC, be safe out there. And Miss Salty Coffee in the building. Miss Shelby Goldie Empress, always a pleasure. To the people on Clapper, we love having you in the space. You know,
yes.
You guys.
We got some folks. You know what? I got some folks that have come through.
What we got.
We have some people who, for some odd reason, I always get the people with the questionable websites on Clapper. Clapper, everybody wants to put their stuff up, and y'all can. If you have a business and you would like us to promote it, we are actually in the process, because we're sponsored by a company called MicroDaily, which is a healthcare product that actually helps to maintain your health on the molecular level going up. I'm looking forward to this.
The fancy word is it operates on the mitochondrial level of your cells.
Okay.
That is the fancy term. But
so much deeper. I love it. We are also sponsored by a company. So I would never teach you about getting grip to crypto and gold and all of that and not have a resource. So At Cost Metals is one of our amazing platforms where we're able to purchase as a group. And I really am digging this. I love being able to do, I still teach metals, by the way. In 2 weeks, we will have a free class, and you all, it's a free class for members. I gotta be real clear about that. So it's gonna be a free class for members, and it's a donation class for those who would like to be able to learn how to purchase metals. This is not a major donation, but how and where to purchase metals so that you can get it before all of it's gone. Their prices are going up extremely fast. You don't want to be priced out when the monetary reset happens. You want to be able to take small increments of change that you have and turn it into good gold and silver. It is not jewelry, my loves. It is not numismatics. It is get the pure, get it now. Get the pure. But if you don't even know what it is I'm talking about, then you need to be in that class. You'll see our flyers up and you guys will get to be able to get the pay link so y'all can get in, donate to the platform, because we're looking forward to creating a fund for our children's program.
Yep.
So while you parents, you guys are getting your finances together, come into class, you'll be able to contribute to children getting this education for free. So look, I've done this before.
We've done the scholarship for kids.
We've done scholarships, and we still do, even for adults. But you have to be, you really got to be committed to what you're doing and be a part of our community. So if you would like to join our community, go to the website, p2gnetworks.com. Let's go. Okay. p2gnetworks.com. Go there, either inbox or hit our Telegram, and you can join it.
Absolutely.
We want to make sure you guys are part of a living community of people, of information, of livelihood, and of networks and resources. Because there's a lot of people out here. They'll come to our Discord, come to this, come to that, come to this. But my question is how many of them actually see you? That's what we do. We make sure we see you. But one rule, you have to speak. Or in this case, type. You have to want to be seen. You have to ask questions.
I had to learn that. It's definitely, you got to be out there got to be in it to win it. You can't be of a mindset of the fly on the wall and trying to get the information.
It's great to get information, but what happens with what you need? Getting your needs met. And I've learned this. I've been recently on a platform with another group of our partnerships, and I love it, but I'm learning from our students what they need. And that is what we fulfill. That's actually what P2G was built to fulfill. So if you want a community of learning at the pace that you work and with whatever you got going on, come to P2G Networks. It's what we do. We hear and we see you, and we make sure that you get it. No man left behind. Just like what is that? What military is that? Military line is that?
Oh, that is the Marines. No man left behind.
That's right. Semper Fi. No man left behind, my loves. Or a woman that doesn't want to be.
Okay.
All right. And in that of getting out there. Oh, no. It's men and women.
No, it's not men and women. It's men.
Y'all see this? This is what I'm dealing with over here. This is what I'm dealing with, y'all.
Because there is no distinction.
Womb because a man comes from a womb first.
Don't I just love Shelby?
Shelby.
Don't do me so low.
That's right. So with that, we're going to have to get up out of here. We're an hour in and we must get to work. We love you guys. We are accessible. This program is accessible. Go check out the website and y'all let me know how you're doing. We have a bot I learned about my bot on my website. My bot actually texts me. It sends me notices when you guys connect so I can respond. If you would like, Mr. Thomas can respond because we both have that number.
Yep.
So if you would like to connect with us, have a conversation or what have you, that's not a problem. I do free consultation. You get 30 minutes, either after membership or before membership. You get to choose it. You can do it. We have to book it, but you can get a 30-minute consultation on what you're interested in, what you're up to, what you like to be up to. What you will not get is a free class. That is not something we do. What we do on Wednesdays, like at 7 p.m. tonight, you'll be able to join us. 7 p.m. tonight. That's why we send you to P2G Networks. Go to class schedules and see what's free, because that's where you get to ask your questions. It is a platform for the community, a Q&A to help you all get your questions answered. And with a visual, because I like showing what I can tell you better. I can show you better than I can tell you.
I like to know what question. I really want to know this question because I'm so excited.
All right. And with that, I want to give some love. We got Goobaloo in the house.
Big G.
happy
Hi.
proposal. Hope you guys are having a happy and productive hump day. I just wanted to ask a question about shorting crypto. I'm not sure if you guys do that sort of thing, but it's become very lucrative with Ethereum and Bitcoin especially. And I'm just wondering, like, looking at the charts, it looks like there's a lot of resistance going both ways, and so I foresee, and you can see that Bitcoin is everywhere between 110 and 115 constantly. Right now, I think it's at 113, but I'm wondering if you guys employ those kinds of strategies like shorting, and if you teach that sort of thing in your courses. So thanks so much, guys, and have a fantastic and profitable rest of your work weeks. Take care. Bye.
Absolutely. What he just asked about was shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that is something that one of our partners does teach. I'm really excited. So yes, we teach that on the platform because you want to make sure. And by the way, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not telling you what to do. Like I said, one of my partners, my own coach, happens to be a lot stronger at this. He's teaching me that I make money up or market up and down in the market. I don't have to wait for the market to be making a boom in order for myself to create finances, even on a daily basis. I think he's finishing a challenge, a $10 challenge, $10 to $12.50. That means $1,250 in a 7-day period. So yes, we teach you to make money no matter what the market's doing. But what P2G is really about is structure and growth. Mm-hmm. So we don't mind teaching you how to get some money. But what I really love is how to manage it so it keeps growing even when you're not going out actively making it.
Now, I will say this to you, Google, and it's really important. Bitcoin is not the only coin to short. It is actually the medium to watch, because as it is affected, other coins are affected, and you can increase your gains if you watch, base your moves on what Bitcoin is currently doing to manage your shorts. And that's just a key for you, because I know you're a big trader.
So, just so that you know, Mr. Thomas loves to trade, and he is also he studies trading, and that is something that I'm really excited. I always like to help. I kind of push people toward Mr. Thomas when it comes to that. He helps us onboard our. So the week that we do charts, Mr. Thomas teaches charts, and he teaches people from a very just kind of a beginner's why are we doing it? You know, what does this mean? Even if you're not a trader. And like I said, you need to learn about the markets, because your money is now growing in bigger markets than you've ever seen, and you can manage it.
And reading is fundamental.
Oh, yes, it is. So I love it. One of my buddies is doing he's actually reading the Candlestick Bible in his organization. I'm really excited about that, because he's taking people through the basics, even if they're not going to be big traders. But you, in this space, you have to learn how to trade. You have to learn that in life. If you want to get anywhere in your life, you're going to have to take the time to learn how the things you want are acquired. Mm-hmm. Okay. And if you don't have time for that, then baby, you don't want those things. And it's okay either way. I'm going to let y'all know ain't nothing wrong with being satisfied with what you got. But there's something terribly wrong about complaining about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's terribly wrong. You don't get to complain in my ear and do no work. I don't care how much money you pay me. There you go. So with that, we have to give you guys some love. That was some that actually I was channeling my mama, and Dora had to channel Dora, because that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? You gotta run harder for your dreams than the people that you expect to be a part of them. Simple as that. So with that, we love you. Thank you all for being in the space. And yes, Goo, yes, we do this. This is what we up to. I'm the onboard portion, and we have the other trainers who are more advanced, and we benefit one another, because a lot of people in the space don't have us all together. A lot of people in the space have to kind of figure it out on their own, because people don't know how to train really. Mm-hmm. I'm a teacher. I was born in a family of teachers, educators. So I know how to take my time and make sure I see what you need to get to your points.
Got that.
And I'm teaching. So I'm teaching others. 2 books I mentioned. One was Stone Soup. That book I want you to definitely look up. Stone Soup is a phenomenal mindsetter. And the next book is The Richest Man in Babylon. Understand what the wealthy know about how gold management is. Read the book. Get the information firsthand and come to the conversation prepared. When you get here, your questions will be different. When you come back, the information you have will take us that much further. And when you come back, I hope to see your comments and questions. At any time in this conversation, you ever have comments or questions, put them in the chat. We will post them and share them for you. If you have any business opportunities, put it in the chat. If you got a company, we are all about community. I need products for Christmas.
Yes.
I'm not even a practicer of Christmas, but I do practice supporting my local community. I buy a lot of great products that come from some awesome creators. Everything ain't from Amazon. As a matter of fact, most things during that time of the year are not from Amazon. And if you know my nephews and my nieces, they getting kind of tired of that metal. Auntie keep giving them metal for their birthday. Give metal for yeah, my babies get gold and silver.
And it's a beautiful thing.
Yes. And with that, we want to remind you, you have a life full of opportunity. It's what you make it. Peace and love. We will see you shortly. Miss Shelby, would you like to give your love before you go? Go ahead, baby. Unmute. Okay, she may have stepped away. With that, I'm going to definitely, we'll bring it to the listeners. I'm going to say, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much from Breakfast with the Thomases. We love you.